Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now recently I did a video which was actually part of my Dating a Filipina course, and episode 5, which was about understanding Filipino culture. Now I want to read a comment out that I got from someone called Creamontop6969. So it tells you a bit about this guy's name anyway. But this is quite a common comment that you get around the issue of Tampo in the Philippines. So this guy, Creamontop6969, says on the comments of that video, "Do not be fooled by Tampo. As described, it shows me something whimsy, based on character traits. Does not every woman suffer from this in hormonal periods every month or not? And yes, even men may have such behaviour. I understand Westerners deal with such behaviour in many ways, differently compared to Filipinos. To me, this behaviour is definitely not a cultural thing. It happens everywhere, maybe more in described country, but nobody, as man or woman, and nowhere is safe from it." Now, obviously, Mr. Creamontop6969, and as I say, it tells you a lot about his chosen name, really doesn't understand what we're talking about. And I think maybe that's just ignorance on his behalf, but it's not just him that's alone. As I say, I've had similar things all the time from in comments from people saying that it happens everywhere. Now, it does to a certain degree, but be very sure that sulking by a woman in the Western countries is far, far different to that of Tampo in the Philippines. And I'll explain that to you in just one moment. Now, what we call sulking in the West is typically a childish behaviour that may be performed by a woman or a man, and they don't get their own way and they have a tantrum, or they go quiet and they don't engage with you. Now, the difference there is that's not a cultural thing. It's not something that is done culturally in the West. And when we're talking about Tampo in the Philippines, it is something that is culturally accepted within the Philippines. Now, for those of you that don't know what Tampo is, I'll quickly let you know that in the Philippines, if a woman feels that she has been hard done by in some way, maybe disrespected, then what she'll do is she'll go very, very quiet. She may become teary-eyed, and she might just generally give you the cold shoulder until the man goes to her and apologizes, even if he doesn't know what he's done wrong. In the Philippines, between a Filipina and a Filipino person in a relationship, the man will accept that's how he resolves the issue. Even if he doesn't think he's in the wrong or he doesn't know what he's done, he will go there to her and that will resolve the issue. And that's a culturally accepted thing in the Philippines. Now, of course, when a Filipino dates or marries a Western man, then things are a bit different, because the Western man doesn't accept that as a culturally okay thing to be doing. He will look at that as a very manipulative and childish-like behaviour designed to get her own way, when in fact that's not her intention. That's not what she's doing in her own mind. And as I say, this is a very normal, culturally appropriate behaviour in the Philippines in the context of a Filipino-Filipina relationship. But to get more clarification around this, I've gone to Wikipedia to get a broad definition of what Tampo is, and especially in the cultural sense of the word. Now, Tampo, according to Wikipedia, says Tampo in Filipino culture refers to a behaviour in which a person withdraws his or her affection or cheerfulness from a person who has hurt his or her feelings. In English, sulking or to sulk is often considered the closest translation of tampo, and there is also the term silent treatment. But then we'll go down to the cultural context definition here in Wikipedia about tampo. While these external manifestations may indeed sound like sulking in the Western sense, the underlying cultural reason for them is what sets tampo apart. While sulking has strong negative connotations in Western countries, tampo is quite acceptable among Filipinos. In fact, tampo has positive connotations for the Filipino, quite aside from the obvious negative ones. As a cultural behaviour, tampo springs from the non-confrontational nature of Philippine social interaction. Tampo offers an acceptable means of expressing hurt feelings in a society in which direct expression of anger or resentment is discouraged. The withdrawal behaviours of tampo are indirect ways of expressing hostility. Tampo may also be seen as means by which Filipinos save face, as direct confrontation is usually a threat to the smooth interpersonal relationships deeply valued in Philippine society. So I hope that clears that up about the differences between sulking in the West and the tampo performed by a Filipina in the Philippines. And I'm not saying that a Western man needs to accept tampo as part of the relationship. But what I'm saying is that Western men need to understand what tampo actually is, that it's not just a sulking behaviour, it's a culturally learnt behaviour that is very acceptable in the Philippines with a Filipino-Filipina relationship. Now that of course needs to change when and if you're dating a Filipina and it's something that you feel is damaging the relationship. If you feel it doesn't damage a relationship, then there's no need to change anything. But you're in the relationship as much as she is, so it might be a bit of give and take here. So I hope this has provided a bit of education to not only Mr. Creamontop6969, but to everyone that's not really sure about tampo and what it means in a cultural sense to a Filipina, that it's not just sulking. So if you've enjoyed the video, guys, give it a big thumbs up. Leave your comments below. I'd like to hear what you think about tampo, and especially in the cultural sense of the word for a Filipino. And don't forget also to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Share the video with all your networks. I appreciate all your support, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care, and bye for now.